So the Nokia X71 is now official as HMD Global launched it in Taiwan today along with the Nokia 9 PureView. The Nokia X71 is the latest mid-ranger from the company that could launch globally as Nokia 6.2, but that's not confirmed yet. Now that the phone is official, let's talk about some of the best features of it. As I said in my previous video about this phone, this is a pretty different phone from the company when we compare it with the previously launched phones from Nokia. Starting off with one of the main highlights of the Nokia X71, there is a hole punch display on the front. Now if you still live under a rock, then hole punch display means that there is a bezel-less design with no notch on top. For the front camera, there is a small cutout in the display itself, usually on the top right or the top left. In case of the Nokia X71, it is on the top left like on the Honor V20. The press render show that the cutout is pretty small, but that is most probably not the case with the actual device. Same is the case with the bottom bezel, which looks very small in the renders. It is a 6.39-inch pure display with a full HD plus resolution and an unusual aspect ratio of 19.3:9. Thanks to the bezel-less design, the screen to body ratio is around 93%, which is the highest on any Nokia smartphone launched in the past couple of years. Now in a nutshell, the pure display means that it supports HDR playback and is able to upscale the content from SDR to HDR. This is something that we previously saw on the phones like Nokia 7.1. Then next best feature of the Nokia X71 is the triple camera setup on the rear. Now it is the first phone from Nokia to have a triple camera setup. Still it sits below the Nokia 9 PureView when it comes to the most cameras on the rear. The Nokia X71 has a primary 48 megapixel f1.8 camera, a secondary 8 megapixel 120-degree ultra wide angle camera, and finally a third 5 megapixel depth sensor. So on paper, the camera setup definitely seems promising, but it all comes down to the real world performance. On the front, there is a single 16 megapixel f2 camera placed in that small cutout. Nokia phones are known for their premium build quality and the Nokia X71 is no exception. There is a glass and metal design with glass on the front as well as on the rear. The power button on the Nokia X71 has an LED under it and it acts as notification light for things like missed calls or messages. There is gold accent all around like on the camera setup, the fingerprint, the frame, etc. And yes, the Nokia X71 does have a headphone jack. The processor is not that great as it is still the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 that we saw on last year's Nokia 7 Plus, which launched in February. Since it is rumored to launch as Nokia 6.2, it is definitely a good upgrade from the Nokia 6.1's Snapdragon 630. The X71 comes with 6GB RAM and 128GB storage along with the option to expand the storage up to 256GB. Nokia X71 runs on Android 9 Pie out of the box and it will launch globally under the Android One program. This means the phone would launch with stock Android Pie running out of the box and get two major Android updates. There is a 3500 mAh battery and the phone supports 18-watt fast charging as well via the USB Type-C port. So that's all about the all-new Nokia X71 and the price for the Taiwanese market is 11,900 new Taiwan dollar, which translates to around $386 or rupees 26,000. I don't think Nokia would launch the phone at such a high price in the global market. What do you think the price of Nokia X71 should be in the global market? Do let me know in the comment section below. As always, I will catch you in the next one.